Hi guys, JB and Minot here, and this week I'm going to go over my entire Wii collection. I haven't played all the games, but I played some of them, so here we go. I'm going to try and collect more Wii games as the years go on, and as the Wii U is out now for a long time, and the Wii games are getting cheaper, hopefully, so we'll see. Furu Park. This is basically a collection of Taito games, bite-sized, kind of like WarioWare, only with classic Taito games from like Bubble Bobble, Arkanoid, Space Invaders, stuff like that. Castle of Shikigami 3. This is a beautiful top-down shooter, vertical scroll shooter. It's a beautiful game. It's kind of a weird title though. So, but it's a beautiful shooter, very fun. This is an El Cheapo game I got. A boy and his blob. I believe you have this blob, and he helps you get through certain platforms by changing into different shapes and whatnot. Haven't played it yet, but I'll have to check it out sometime. Elabits. Basically, you go through different levels, and what you try to do is you try to find these little aliens that are hiding all over the place in certain rooms. And you got to use the Wii remote to open things, to close things, to press buttons, and do whatever you have to do. But there's that. Opuna. Sambo de Amigo. This is a Wii port of a classic Dreamcast game where you basically, instead of using samba sticks, you use basically the nunchuck and the Wii remote to play, and you shake them to the rhythm. Puzzle Kingdoms, from the makers of Puzzle Quest, which is an excellent game. Mario Party 8. A bunch of mini games for Mario Party, a typical Mario Party game. Boom Blocks. Bash Party. You know what? I like the original Boom Blocks. The problem is it kind of felt really imprecise, and it took away from the fun of the game. But this one improves on it in every single way. It's a great game, great puzzle game, great party game from Steven Spielberg of all people. Blastworks, a puzzle game. Ghost Squad, one of those gun shooters, or what they used to call light gun shooters that they used to have for the PS2 and the PS1, but I wish they had more of these. There should, the Wii is perfectly designed for. I like them to release some gun shooters like that, like Crisis Zone and Time Crisis. In fact, these are from the same people, I believe, who made Time Crisis and Time Zone, or Crisis Zone, excuse me. But it's a first-person type shooter where you're using the Wii remote as a shooter. So. Okay, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Here's a couple of light gun shooter games. They're El Cheapo ones that you find in some cheap arcade somewhere, but it's called Arcade Hits Pack, Gunblade New York, and LA Machine Guns. And these are like shooters from the 1980s where you got the little machine gun actually attached to the arcade machine. You can't really, there's no wire attached to it. It's right there, and all it can do is swivel. But there's that right there. It's kind of like that old Aerosmith game. I forgot the name of it. It was an arcade game from Aerosmith, but it was basically a shooter. And okay, I haven't played this game yet, but it's one of the last RPGs on there. The Last Story. I'm starting to pick these up as they're coming out, because a lot of these RPGs had to fight to get to the States. But Donkey Kong Country Returns, I haven't played this yet, but if it's any indication of Donkey Kong Country Returns for the 3DS, it's a hell of a difficult game, and I hope it's not so difficult that I can't play it, but we'll see. Der Blob, you basically it's kind of a platformer puzzler type game where you use this blob to change the colors of the landscape to solve puzzles. and to make it from one place to another, I do believe, and to find certain items. But there's that. Okay, here's an RPG from Atlas. I haven't played it yet, but I love RPGs from Atlas. They're always unique. Baroque. Here's a port from the classic. It's a classic GameCube game, Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition. Rhythm Heaven Fever, a very difficult game to play, much more difficult than it looks. But it's a rhythm game. You basically swing or press a button, well, not swing, but swivel or press a button to the time, and it's a lot harder than a lot of musical games like this nature. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. I'm surprised this hasn't sold a lot more copies. Fire Emblem is a very good tactical game, very popular for people who like tactical RPGs. But I got Fire Emblem for the 3DS. That's excellent. Okay, here's from Xseed, another game that got buzz. Pandora's Tower. Here is a beautiful, one of the most beautiful games I've ever played, and it's on the Wii exclusively of all things. And it's called Muramasa, the Demon Blade. I've talked about this game before, but it's a beautiful game. All those people bitching, whining, and moaning about how the graphics on the Wii aren't up to par. This game proves that that's bullshit. This game, I'll put its graphics up against any other game. It's just a beautiful platformer fighter, a great, great game. Beautiful game. Another light gun type game, Resident Evil, The Umbrella Chronicles. I love those kind of games. They're just fun. It's like a dessert or something, a snack. Knights, Journey of Dreams. I don't know if that's a sequel or a spin-off or a remake of a classic Dreamcast game. But there it is. Here's a great shooter, very beautiful shooter, where you're this sprite or the spaceship that moves around, and you're basically it's like a scroll down shooter kind of, but it's called Sin and Punishment: Star Successor. Okay. Super Paper Mario for the Wii. Okay, this is basically I don't remember much about this game because it really wasn't as exciting as people made it out to be. Zack and Wiki, Quest for Barbados Treasure. It's basically you solve a bunch of puzzles to escape certain places or to get into certain places. There's a bunch of different varieties of puzzles. It's not quite like Professor Layton. These are build 'em up type game puzzles, I do believe. It's a beautiful game, but it just left me cold. Wii Play, great party game. One of the earlier games that shows off what the Wii can do. Mario Kart Wii. This is a blast to play. If you like Mario Kart, you can't go wrong with this. Wii Sports Resort. This came out to show off the how well the Wii Remote Plus is supposed to work, and it works to show the precision off. And that's what this is for. It's got a bunch of different sports games, and it's got boxing, I think. It's got archery, obviously. But there's that. Here's a puzzle game. I haven't played it yet, but I heard it's really good. Little King's Story. I bought this really cheap. I can't remember how much. But there that is. I love the original Punch-Out for the Nintendo system. This is a Punch-Out for the Wii. It's slightly different. They say it's a hell of a lot harder, so I'll have to check it out sometime. But there it is. Okay, another apparent obscure RPG. Sakura Wars, So Long My Love. Koro Rinpa, Marble Mania. You're basically, it's a little bit like Marble Madness, I guess. Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. Here's the latest RPG I'm playing from the Wii. I'm still getting a grasp of it. It's really kind of complex. And however, this was a very popular game in Japan, and Americans clamored for quite a while to get it here, and they finally broke down and got it here. I think it's quite a bit used at GameStop. I bought it at normal price, but Xenoblade Chronicles. Okay. And I think I saw it for like 70 bucks at my local GameStop, but I might be wrong about that. That might have been a mistake. And last but not least, here's a El Cheapo game from Hudson. They're usually very good with puzzle games, but it's got middling reviews. But then again, Hudson games always get middling reviews. They always do these great puzzle games, and they get mediocre reviews, even though they're really good games if you like puzzle games. Lost in Shadow. I paid an El Cheapo price for that. Haven't played it yet, but I'll need to do so. Okay, guys, those are my all my Wii games. I hope to grab some more sometime, and hopefully, you know, get a nice big room where I can put them all and play them, and go from there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my collection. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I'm hoping to hear from you all soon. In the meantime, you guys have a great September, and God bless you. Bye-bye.